Welcome to Spanish class for beginner.
This is the 19th lesson in our beginner level Spanish course, and we will look at the Spanish present tense with regular verbs. In our previous lessons, we've practiced using ser and estar for all persons. We have also explored the verbs querer, to want, and tener, to have. Now, we'll expand our vocabulary with more common verbs and learn how to use the present tense with regular verbs. The present tense in Spanish allows us to describe actions we do regularly. For example, yo como pizza los martes. I eat pizza on Tuesdays. Ella trabaja en una escuela. She works in a school. All Spanish verbs end in ar, ir. It's important to know these patterns to correctly conjugate regular verbs in the present. Let's look at the conjugation patterns for the present tense with regular verbs. Excellent. Now let's see the patterns for verbs ending in ir and ir. Let's remember some commonly used verbs in Spanish. Hablar. Hablar. Trabajar. Trabajar. Escuchar. Escuchar. Comprar. Comprar. Comer. Comer. Beber. Beber. Leer. Leer. Comprender. Comprender. Vivir. Vivir. Escribir. Escribir. All of these verbs are regular Spanish verbs in the present tense. All regular verbs are conjugated, endings changed, in the same way. The majority of verbs are regular, but there are also irregular Spanish verbs that do not follow the same patterns. Learning the patterns of how to conjugate regular verbs is an important part of learning Spanish. It may seem a lot to take in at first glance, but you don't have to try to learn everything right away. Give yourself time and aim to practice steadily, little by little. Practice saying and writing sentences for the first person, yo, initially and see how you get on conjugated the regular verbs we have seen here. Once you get a bit more confident, try conjugated sentences using tú. And remember the great positive that once you remember these patterns you are able to apply them to a vast range of different scenarios. You will need to learn or look up more regular verbs, but once you know the verb, you can be sure on how to conjugate it. Some students find it helpful to have a simplified version of the Spanish present tense conjugation pattern. Practicing these patterns is important to master the present tense in Spanish. Remember, practice makes perfect. In upcoming lessons, we'll explore more regular verbs and continue strengthening our understanding of the present tense in Spanish.